Okay, let's begin. Good afternoon, everyone, and perhaps I should say good morning and good evening to those who come from different areas. Welcome all of you to join today's webinar. This is Maxwell, and the processor that we talk about today is 780, one of the best-selling machines from Mac Image. To me, 780 is a 4K entry-level processor, which is beautiful, suitable for both rental and fixed installation projects. Okay, let's kick off the webinar by viewing its front and back panel. Is the front and the back. From the middle line, the left part is the input part. The right part is the output part. This one is a standard unit. It has 2 DPI, 2 HDMI, 1 SDI, 1 DP, and you can add 2 more extended module. The extended module includes 2 from DVI, SDI, and VGA, or 1 4K 30 Hz selection from DP 1.1 and HDMI 1.4. USB is for upgrading. LAN port is for connecting the machine to the PC software. This one is the output part. It has 4 outputs. Actually, I can call it 4 groups of outputs. B is the backup of A. So you can see 1A, 1B. B is for backup. If, for example, the A broken, you can connect to B with the same content. So 4 outputs, 1 DB loop. It is able to allow you loop any signal from the inputs to the next units of 780. Genlock, USB, RS-232 USB, and another RJ45. This one is another output module we call IP monitor. After adding this module, it is another model called 783. This is the back. Okay, there are 4 outputs of this video processor, and here are some key features. 4 outputs work with 4 pieces of 2K setting card, and with all of these 4 outputs, you can do either regular or irregular mosaic. And of course, there's a function for multiple units mosaic, which we call cascading. And there's a synchronization system, signal backup security, either using 1 or 2 units. Or you can use it as a switcher. Another great thing for this one is it has only 1 frame delay. And we offer different control methods. Later on, I will show all of you. So with 4 output mosaic, you can do an application like this, 8K by 1K, 2K by 4K. So with these 4 outputs, you can do 8K by 1K work, sending 1 signal stretching to these 4 outputs. Okay? Or you can do a 2K by 4K screens. This one is usually for fixed installation, for like big building. And this one is another application, 4K by 2K screens. So typically, 780 is able to manage up to 150 square meters of P3.9 LED screens. And right now we see another video to show you the how to use this machine. This is a typical project using four. Am I heard? Can anybody heard the webinar? Is there any noise? This is a typical project using full output from 780 and sending one signal to this full output to make a one big image. So at the beginning for setting, we have to set the output resolution as 1920 by 1080 and apply to all ports. All these four outputs are the same resolution. Right now, this is output resolution, okay? And this one is the input resolution. I'm gonna use another input, so I have to change to HDMI, main to HDMI, PIP to HDMI, AP2, HDMI, 3, HDMI. Okay, now all these four outputs are the same video. And then go to mosaic settings using 4 panels and auto arrange, and then you see the effect is this. And at this time I can still change to another signal to DVI, so press main DVI, or the same signal. It's like this. This is another signal. This is another application. We call it irregular mosaic. 4 different outputs with 4 different resolution. So in this way, we have to set the biggest one first and then scale other outputs. At the beginning, we have to set the biggest resolution. Output 1, 1920 by 1080. Apply to all. And then go to mosaic setting, 4 panels, problem, this one, quick mosaic. Select 2x2, and there's another options of vertically mosaic, horizontally mosaic, but in this project is 2x2, okay? The first one is 1920 by 1080, the biggest one. The second one is 1344 by 1080 here, and the third one is 1920 by 768. Last one is 1344 by 768. Okay. After the settings, we have to choose the inputs as the same, calculate and apply. And this is the output effect. 4 outputs with 4 different resolution. And of course, if you don't need a big screens, you can do a full output mosaic like this. This is a typical, I call it a business event. One big screen, using 2 outputs for the main stage and another 2 screens with a size content. So you can, in this 780, it has a matrix function. You can send different input sources to different outputs. You can do it like this way, or you can do a 4 screens for different videos. And basically, one 780 is able to control, for example, P3.9 screen. The cabinet is 128 by 128. When you set up a screens like 3 meters, that is six panels height, and the height pixel is 768. In this case, it allows you to put a 50 meters screens, that is 100 panels. So totally the pixel will be 12,800 by 768. So 350, 150 square meters. That depends on the different application of your projects. Some of you doing a big show events like this one, it allows you to put 8 outputs with 1 media server here, 2 4K outputs to connect it to 2 units of 780 for a huge screens like that. And of course, if you want to upscale one video to such a big screens, it also allows you using just a processor plus 2 more. This one is for video inputs and switching, and these 2 is in charge of managing the whole screens. So, for example, if you don't have a media server, you can do a application like this. Now, of course, if you don't need so many outputs, if you need just 2 outputs, after making the background, either image or video, 2 outputs, you can still put 2 more picture on each side, or make one big image here. And if you put just 1 output to the screens, in this case, this processor allows you to put 3 more picture. Here are some cases that were done in 2019. This one is the International Internet Conference, which the host used 24 units of 780 to do a mosaic work like this. You can see how big is this. Another one is the LPR Final, this video game competition in Shanghai, which used 6 units of 780. So this is the back of the screens, 6 units, media server. So you might have the puzzle that either using 1 machine or 2 machine or even like 24 machine, there are so many outputs to do the mosaic work. How do you guarantee the synchronization? In this machine, we have a loop, this mark. So whenever you do the mosaic, make sure this synchronization mark exists. Second, we have a sync block setting here, auto. Third, most of you will forget because some of you are using a 2-in-1 video sending box. In this sending box, it has the synchronization also. So make sure turn on all the synchronization of all the sending cards. And in this machine, another important thing is for backup security. For example, this one, main signal and a backup signal. Both of them inputs to the 780. This one is main screens. If these main screens, the main sources cut or disappear or missed, because of any reason, it will switch directly automatically to the backup signal. By setting the input signal backup, activate the backup system here. Main inputs DVI. It uses 4 outputs mosaic, and the backup signal is divided 2. Let's see the video. And now using a DP input signal, and another backup signal is HDMI to do the 4 output mosaic like this way. So this is the back. DP is the main signal, and HDMI is the backup signal with 4 outputs. And now I'm using set MISC input signal backup, go to auto signal hard backup. See, this is main inputs and this is backup, and right now all of them are activated. You can see the prepare rolling signal here, and my colleague will right now cut the DP signal, and we see what happens. 1, 2. See, this is the effect. Just now we showed a video of doing the automatically hot backup, but if you want to switch the signal from main to backup signal, you can press take. Here we offer another option, is the manual signal backup. You can just press take, and then the signal will switch from, in this case, is DVI to HDMI. And for some important and big events, you may need that the host needs you to put all of the, no matter the signal, video processor, sending card, receiving card, all of them, they want 2 systems. So in this machine, it has another backup mode we call signal linkage. If it's the main system, all of them disappear, then the second one will take up the screens automatically. It's here, output signal linkage. You can also use it as a switcher if you don't do the mosaic work. Here we offer 2 mode, is 1 panel and 2 panels. 1 panel means that we use 1 output for the main screens and another output for preview, like this. So in this case, you can achieve 1 signal to 3 signal switching. And another one is using 2 panels for the main screens and using another 2 monitors for the preview. So once again, 1 panel, 1 to 3 switching, and 2 panels is by 4K by 1K screens switching. And we also offer another switcher using is 1 screens, 1 preview switching, and this one 3 and 4 without affecting the program and preview. So usually this one for the side screens, and here a big stage here switching. Now we see another video to show you the effect.
Hello, now I would like to introduce the Hello, now I would like to introduce the switching function of the 782U. Here, first we turn off the mosaic setting.
In this first application,
switching mode
outputs,
for example, first
an
one
output
panel.
for program. You see here, this is a
PIP1
program
connected to
output
PIP
settings.
and the main PIP2, PIP3
Here,
it's same for program.
on these two. And in this case,
two
program here,
interesting also
PIP second output. We have output 2 and output 4 and a copy of the code.
so
In
we
this
can
case,
do one
we
PIP.
trigger.
You can use automatic
Now it's signature. Now it's another one signature, switch signatures. On the switch. And what the switching time
This
is
is
1K,
sorry,
from 0 seconds
2K to 2K switching. Also, we can change the two output PIP2 output here. Switch setting output could be DVI4.
or we
Same.
can do a work
So here we can use separate PIP and PIP3 and 2
preview
here.
and program, and the other outputs were independent videos. It's like this. So after switching from preview to program, it will not affect output 3 and output 4.
And then we can change the signal of this one also. Two panels.
And now we'll do another
is
show
4K. So we can choose
switching
DP left
method
and right.
by 2 outputs as a preview, another 2 outputs as a program.
Okay, take.
Right now using 2 outputs
Here,
make one
if
big
you
screen,
just one DP input,
Correction
just
one
one
video.
4K, we can use clock.
another 2 outputs with different
Also,
inputs
we
here.
choose the same input for this one. Now we go to clock.
And if you're just trying to stretching this video to 2 screens, and then switch to this screen. This is recording the left part of the video and recording the right part of this video.
Just
Second
clock.
outputs. Now,
Okay, so we can
finish
take. This is 4K to 4K switching.
this switching. Either letting fade out or fast cat or any time from 0 to 3 seconds.
Also, we can change the fade duration. So 0 second, we will see cut. Okay.
Okay. And there are some we call small functions, is that allows you to put a 90-degree rotation for each output. So in that case, in some irregular projects, like LCD project, you can do something like this. As I told you before, there are 3 control ways. One way is by touching the buttons. The other second one is using PC, either Windows or Mac, to control this machine. The third one is by IS2 filter, the Proto. Right now I'm using another unit we call 783 and control it by the software. Okay, let me show you the second. Let me show you the connections of this machine. A second. So this processor is 783 with the RJ45 DVI. We call it IP monitor module, and the connection method is using a router, 3 RJ45 cables, one to the LAN port, and the other one to the RJ45 port here, and the last cable is connected directly to my PC. So once again, 3 cables, one cable to this one port, another cable to the LAN port, the last cable to my PC. And I'm gonna show you how to control it by changing the IP address first. 共享我的那个屏幕啊，点那个共享屏幕里面，点那个现在这个是那个这个对，双击共享。After connecting the router, the machine and to your PC by the Cat5 cable, the first thing is that we have to change the IP address of your PC. I'm sorry that my system is Chinese, but I think you will understand. So go to right-click the mouse of your system, go to Network, Ethernet, adapter options, choose Ethernet again, and then right-click, Property, IPv4, and change to 192.168.1. For example, this one 33, 44. Make sure your PC and the machine is at the same range, IP network range 192.168.1, and the last data can be 0 to 255 any data. Okay. Confirm. And this one, the software of 780. Let me change to English. Then we go to communication. Here, destination IP is right now the IP address of the machine. Let me click to show you. It's on the communication. Network setting. See, it is 192.168.1.1.110. And then we go to search the machine. Here, search. This one is the IP address of my PC. 34 is the one that I changed just now. After search, connect. So if this one's green, then the connection is successful. So if they're inputs, there's green. Right now there's no divide two inputs, so it's red. Why we call it IP video is that you can preview all the output information real-timely by the video. So at the beginning, for example, if right now I want to do a photo mosaic, change like this, select the video of each output by clicking the mosaic, clicking the ports, and then I can change mosaic finished. Some of my clients, they prefer to use the software because they love it. It control more easily compared with by touching the buttons. See, if the mosaic like this, go pictures, and you can see the output in right now is the same as my software. Of course, you can do a crop for each output and do a two outputs mosaic. Okay. And I can put different outputs and put some picture on each side. Each size can be dragged and changed easily by dragging the layers. And you can also change the inputs. For example, this HDMI1. Change to HDMI1. That's it. You can also do a 4 outputs with 4 different reset, all of them. Reset, change. For example, this way. Reset. one, set. This one, reset. All of them reset. In this case, you can select whatever image you want. This one is 2x2 application. You can do also like this one, like this, based on what you need. Crop. So if this one is the mosaic settings, if you want to do a switcher, you have to turn off the mosaic setting first and do a switcher. Now using a preview and program, press take and put a picture in picture 2 and 3 here. In this case, allows you to put 1 image to 3 image switching. You can change the switching time, as I told you before, from 0 seconds to 3 seconds. Now change it to 3 seconds. This is one panel switcher. Let's change to 2 panel switcher. Switching. 3 seconds. Change to seconds. So either 2 different image, switching to 2 different image, or 1 whole screens, 1 image, stretching to 2 screens, switching to another 2. Okay. So EDID is for change input resolution of your any inputs of them. And here another function that I love on the software is it allows you to put subtitle. That welcome to an image webinar. And now you can see there's a subtitle on the output streams. You can set the freeze speed from left to right and transparent. You can change the size of the subtitle. And you can change the colors and the size of the subtitle and preview. This is very powerful when you do a conference, and if you want to send some signal to those audience that, like example, after the conference, somebody goes to another room for another conference. Yeah. And we have a time task. This one is mainly for fixed installations work. And the key settings, chroma key. And here we offer another 10 presets here in templates here. Example is this one. Choose this one. Save or load it. Yeah, subtitles to the streams, and you can preview all the outputs information on the software. So basically, 780 is a very easy control, either by touching the buttons of the machines or by the software. We've been selling for about 2 years, and most of our clients love its stability, the synchronization system, which they love because in the past when they using a other brand's video processor, they always have a synchronization problem. So that's all for today's webinar. You can ask all the questions in the the chatting group. Okay. I will answer all of you all the questions. So on Thursday, we have another webinar, and the topic is LEDW4000 is another video processor with 4K inputs and 4K outputs. The time is still the same, Beijing time, 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So if you have any questions, you can send it to me or send me to WhatsApp, Facebook, or email. So any questions? So if no, that's all for today's webinar. Thank you all of you for watching and listening. Thank you. See you on Thursday.